Welcome to the High Level Wife Podcast. This is a space for Christian wives who love God, want their marriage healed, and are done performing, fixing, striving, or trying to control their way to change. Here we're going to talk about marriage God's way through right order, surrender, heart posture, and spirit-led transformation. This is not self-help, it's discipleship. My name is Chelsey Holm, and my role is to help you move from awareness into obedience so real healing, wholeness, and restoration can take root. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Chelsey Holm podcast, actually High Level Wife podcast. Hello, who's here? Are you paying attention? Good morning. It's morning as I'm recording this. Here we do marriage God's way because for many of you, you are just learning that it's completely different than what the world has said and what you've experienced or what you've witnessed in other marriages until this point. It's so much better. And marriage is a byproduct and a tool for God to multiply his impact in you and through you. So I wanted to quick address 4 ways. If you're struggling with intimacy and you're looking for practical ways to increase the intimacy in your life, in your marriage, and the first one is to touch your spouse more than you touch your phone. And for every single one of these, I want you to know these are areas that I struggle in and need to be corrected and come back into the boundaries over and over and over again. Right? It's this daily death to self, this daily denial of the flesh, crucifixion of our flesh and our worldly passions to take up our cross and follow Jesus, right? Like this is the path of sanctification. Now, I will tell you that the greater or the deeper your intimacy is with your spouse, coming from a deeper intimacy first and foremost with the Lord because you have right order in place, right? That God is actually and practically on the throne of your life. That hunger diminishes any of the worldly things, right? Like you will find that as your intimacy with the Lord deepens, your craving for the things of this world begins to diminish. And it's the same with your spouse. As the intimacy with the Father deepens, and you intentionally do these things that I'm sharing today to deepen intimacy with your spouse, a lot of those external things, those draws that were once over you, just don't have the pull anymore because they pale in comparison. So the first one is to touch your spouse more than you touch your phone. Right? Our phone is a great tool. It's full of really great information, and it's also a distraction. And the enemy doesn't need to destroy your marriage or you if he can simply distract you. Take your eyes off of heaven, right? And off of your top priorities in your life. So the second one is to pray together daily. You may or may not know this, but that Christians have just as high of a divorce rate as non-Christians at over 50% in divorce. But doing this one thing, praying together daily, reduces that 50% likelihood of divorce down to less than 1%. Now, to put this in perspective, only 4% of those who claim to be Christians are actually following Jesus practically through practice every single day, right? And that means dying to self, taking up your cross, and following him. So if you want to divorce-proof your marriage, pray together daily. And I've shared this before that I asked my husband to pray with me for years. And for years he said no. He would pray for our family over meals. He would pray with our kids, but he wouldn't pray over me because prayer is a very vulnerable space because God knows your heart. And if your husband loves the Lord, he's not going to go before the Lord lying, right? And so have patience, understand, and trust that your husband is the same Holy Spirit that you have, and stay faithful to intercede on his behalf. And if he won't pray with you or over you, ask if you can pray over him. Ask if you can pray over your marriage and see how leading the way in that is not undermining his authority, but is creating a space for him to step into that authority as the Holy Spirit works on his heart, right? In that area, removing a heart of stone and giving him a heart of flesh. So pray together daily if you want to divorce proof your marriage. The third thing is discipline your body through exercise and nutrition. Right? This is your spiritual act of worship to the Lord. If you can make this shift from looking at exercise and nutrition as something you have to do and instead look at it as a spiritual act of worship, of stewarding the temple of the Lord, things will begin to change for you. And this discipline, it's going to increase your confidence, right? Like if you're working out, your endorphins are increasing, your just overall quality of life is increasing. So as for women who are aging, lean muscle is key. So lift heavy, lift consistently, and fuel your body with protein. It's in the show notes, but one of the biggest things that I did 13 plus years ago was to have a daily fallback that I have consistently done and built on over the last decade plus. And that's to have a shake and fill the gaps with a quality science backed clean supplement. It's all in the show notes. Okay. It's easy. I've been doing it for years and it makes a huge difference. And I actually feel the difference still today, 13 plus years later. So that's the third thing. Discipline your body and fuel well. The fourth thing is to just understand that the way you've been working things out in patterns is that there are patterns that need to be disrupted. So if you want to increase the intimacy in your marriage, you need to have an awareness around the current patterns that you have that have been passed down, inherited, and not disrupted. They need to be disrupted. So, a lot goes into this, but it is a practice and it will deepen the intimacy that you have because, likely now, if you were like me, the intimacy that you have is actually a byproduct of a dysfunctional pattern. So, you're getting what you need, but you are hurting each other in the process. And the same can be said for your spouse, right? We all have our patterns. These patterns need to be disrupted, and it starts with changing well, first of all, right order, but second of all, mission, right? And understanding our core values that drive us forward. So if intimacy is important, there are going to be things that we don't allow, and there are going to be things that drive us forward. So instead of following those same patterns, we have the clarity and the courage to disrupt them, to do the messy work to make that happen. So I hope that this helped you increase your intimacy in a practical way. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. If this episode stirred something in you, but high level wife feels like too big of a step right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You don't have to jump ahead to honor what God is doing. I created a short guided experience called From Awareness to Surrender for women who aren't ready for ongoing support, but know they can't stay where they are. It includes 3 short teachings, a guided exercise, and a prayer I recorded over you. It's going to help you move from awareness into real response. You'll find the link in the show notes. And if you're not ready even for that, don't rush past this moment. Sit with God and ask Him what obedience looks like next.